Hi and welcome back, it's Laura for Crafty Not Shifty, and today I'm going to be making a quick and easy, clean and simple wedding card. And the star of this card is going to be the stamp set. It's got this large stamp here of the girl in like the prom or wedding dress, and a couple of sentiments, and I'm going to use those on the front of the card. So I've got a 5x7" white card base, and I'm just lining my stamps up using the grid template that I've got here to make sure that my sentiments stamp out perfectly straight when I transfer them over onto the lid of the misti. So once I'm happy with that placement, I'll just go ahead and close the lid, and I'm actually going to use two different inks to ink up my stamps. There is good reason for this. I'm using a Copic compatible ink on the bride, and that's because I'm going to do some Copic colouring on her. And then I'm going to use my favourite ink for sentiments, which is the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, because it stamps really, sort of a really dark, really crisp, clean black. And if you haven't already watched my video, I've got a Crafty 101 video, which shares all the different information about black inks and also regular inks, so you can go and check those out. I'll have them linked at the end of this video. So because I've got everything set up on my misti, while I've got everything here, I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that and stamp everything again onto this card panel. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers to colour in just the body and the hair on this image. I'm keeping it really simple, really quick card to recreate, so I'm just doing a little bit of blending using TN1, TN3, EB3, and then later on I'll use IG1 for some shadows on the dress. And I'm just going ahead and switching between the lighter and the darker markers to get a nice transition between those colours. Now I'm not actually going to do any colouring onto the dress itself at the moment, and you'll see why in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and restamp that bride onto some full stick post-it note, and then I'm just going to cut out from her arm straight across, so I've essentially got a mask over those bits that I've just coloured, and I'm actually going to go ahead and use a stencil to apply some ink over her dress. So the stencil that I've decided to use is this Tim Holtz doily stencil. I think it's just really pretty. It adds something really nice to the front of this card. So I started off with Tumbled Glass Distress ink, and I'm using the Clarity stencil brushes. And I started off with the Tumbled Glass and also Shaded Lilac, but I found that with the Clarity stencil brushes, the ink actually goes on really soft. So in the end I did actually go in and add some, I believe it was Faded Jeans, just to darken that up a little bit. And I decided to go with sort of more blue tones because I think it kind of fits very well with the wedding theme. You know, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I think you can always find a way to incorporate blue onto a wedding card. Okay, so once I'd lifted up the stencil, this is how it looked. And then my favourite part of making any card that has masking is peeling up the mask and getting to see exactly what it looks like underneath. And I just think this card looks beautiful as it is, but just to add a little something extra, I went in and added some shading with that IG Spectrum Noir marker. This is just a grey colour. And then I also added some tiny gemstones around her hairband, so sort of around the bun section, and then also along the waist of the dress. With this particular stamp set, you can also add some detail to the bodice and also to the skirt with some additional stamps, but I decided to leave it as it is for this particular card and just add the gemstones. So now that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and add some craft foam. So I've cut this down to just ever so slightly smaller than 5x7", and I've added some double-sided sticky tape, and I'm just pressing that down, and then I'll apply double-sided sticky tape again onto that side so it can mount onto the card panel. So for the inside of the card, I decided to bring in another stamp set. This is the Congratulations stamp set by Simon Says Stamp, and it's just got this beautiful scripty large congratulations sentiment, and I'm just lining that up again using that transparent grid to help me out with making sure it's straight across my card, and then using that VersaFine Onyx Black ink again, and I'm just going to double stamp that. It's one of the things that I think once you've got the misti, you kind of get a bit obsessed with double stamping everything to make it really dark and really intense. So to make sure that the envelope coordinates, I'm taking that same doily stencil and the same colours of distress ink that I used earlier, and I'm actually not cleaning the stencil brush in between the colours. I think because they're very similar, it's kind of okay to just go ahead and use that one brush, but if you do want to clean them in between, then that's fine. if the brush is a bit wet, you will find that the colours go on quite a bit darker. So now I've just got that foam panel and I've peeled off the backing of the double-sided sticky tape, and I'm just lining that up and pressing it down. You'll see that I have actually cut that just so it's the tiniest bit smaller than the 5x7 card base, just to add a little bit of interest in the background there. Okay, and that's it for today's card. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then let me know by leaving a comment in the comments section below or hitting the thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. You can go ahead and do that by clicking on my logo on screen right now. And there are 2 more videos on screen that I think you might enjoy. If you haven't already watched them, then go ahead and click on the icons, and I hope to see you again soon. That's all from me. Bye for now.